Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone on Old Campus and watching us around the country, around the world, and around Yale itself. My name is Penny Lawrence, and I've been at Yale a long, long time, longer than I wish to say. And I'm here with my friend Burgie. I'm a senior advisor at the university. And Burgie?
Good morning, folks. I'm Burgie Howard. I'm one of the associate vice presidents for student life here, and I work with undergraduate and graduate students, and I'm very happy to see you all as we start to assemble here on the yard and getting ready for folks to watch our procession today.
So you might ask what it is we're doing here, and it occurred to several people that it might be nice, while everyone is waiting, because the wait is long, to have somebody who talked a little bit about commencement, about the history of commencement, about what you're seeing today, where people are, where the students are, and exactly what is going on, because it's a bit of a mystery if you've never seen it before, if you've never seen a Yale commencement. So that's what we're going to do.
I mean, you know, some of you have been to other university commencements. I would say Yale is kind of special. There are unique traditions. There's some things that you may be familiar with, but if you've never been to a university commencement, you're in for a treat, because it is kind of chaos that comes together like an orchestra. We hear our orchestra tuning up here to our left, but then when they come together, the symphony is actually really quite beautiful.
We will say that we know it's a long weekend for many people, especially the people who are sitting here or who are watching in places around the campus. It is a long weekend. Often people have come from a long distance, and it isn't easy travel. And, you know, having this event is really, I think it's like holding a wedding in your backyard. You know, you've invited too many people, and you're not sure the backyard will hold them all, but everybody wants it to be sensational and wonderful.
Exactly, and we are fortunate that Mother Nature has done her part, so we have a lovely day, and so if you're watching from out of state or out of country, it is going to be a lovely day, perfect day for a university commencement, so we're very fortunate in that regard. So this wedding will go on.
If you want to listen to us, you can, and if not, you can mute us and do something else while you're waiting. The actual ceremony, the procession will begin much earlier, but the actual ceremony is probably only begins at 11 o'clock.
Correct.
But there's a lot of heraldry and a lot of marching and a lot of things before that. So Burgie, I think before we begin, it might be nice to say some thank yous.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
This event cannot happen without hundreds of people all around the university really coming out. I mean, even just the setup this week, getting all these chairs, I came out into the yard and our facilities staff making sure that we had all the chairs and banners and flags in place. It's quite amazing to see how quickly we turn around from the end of the semester to getting ready for kind of multiple days of major events.
So we want to say thank you, first of all, to all of you who have come to celebrate your children, your students, your family members. We know it's a long way and it's not always easy, and they deeply appreciate it in this moment of their lives. And we also want to say thank you to all the facility staff who work so hard to set up this stage, the landscaping people, Joe Signore, and all the people who make the campus look beautiful, the operations managers across the whole entire campus.
Dining, hospitality, housekeeping, you know, everyone who's, you know, the amount of mulch and mowing that happens in these final days, particularly after a heavy rainstorm, to make sure all the chairs were dry yesterday for the Baccalaureate ceremony in the morning. All of these pieces where folks are really working very hard to make this as seamless as possible for you, our guests, and for our graduates.
So once again, to everybody out there, all the dining staff, Rafi and Bob Sullivan and Danielle, and all of the people in the college dining halls that the students love so much, and all of the people across the campus, thank you so very, very much for everything that you've done to make this day happen.
This is definitely a team effort.
It's a team effort. So let's maybe start and talk a little bit about what this day is. What is commencement? I think everybody knows that it's a beginning. It's a beginning for many students, and it's an ending at the same time. It's a culmination of years of work in the professional schools, many, many years of work. But it is also a day for Yale in which, really the only day in which we see representatives from across the university come together.
Yeah, it's special. I mean, I think university, we started with Yale College, and yesterday there was a focus on the undergraduate college. But really, when you look at all of our graduate and professional schools coming together, and it's one of the wonderful things about this ceremony that we're bringing the entire university community together. It is one of these opportunities where students in different schools and colleges have this opportunity to interact and hear about and witness the scholarship and celebrate each other. And so it's one of the exciting moments for many of our students, and I know that some of our graduate students that I work with have been really looking forward to this day, and they are cheering for their friends in nursing and cheering for their friends in medicine and public health, and then celebrating with their cohort and classmates.
So I'm going to try to list all 14 schools. Yale has 14 schools, and if I miss any, Burgie will help me.
I will try to fill in some gaps.
So we'll start with the medical school, the School of Public Health, the School of Nursing, the 4 schools of the arts. It's interesting to know that Yale is, I believe, the only private university that has 4 schools of the arts. Art, architecture, drama, and music. Yep. That's 7. Then we have law.
Yes. We have School of Management. We also have, obviously Yale College, but we have the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences, which is our big one. And then our newest school.
The Jackson School, the
Yes.
School of Global Affairs.
And then School in the Environment.
School of the Environment, and the School of Engineering, which is interesting because many years ago, Yale did have a School of Engineering, and then for a good time, engineering was incorporated into the
Sheffield.
into the FAS, into the Faculty of Arts and Sciences, and now it is a separate school again with Jeff Brock as its dean. So I think we've covered them all. We've got all 14. Public health, nursing, music, management.
I think we got the list.
Medicine, law, Graduate School of Arts and Sciences, global affairs, environment, drama, divinity, art, and architecture. That's a big university. And today you'll see graduates from all of them and faculty from all of them. So when this arena is full, and those of you who are watching online will also be able to see this, right in front of us first will be the faculty.
Right.
So we'll have the faculty sitting in front of us, and in back of them will be the undergraduates right here. And then to the left and to the right will be the graduate schools.
Right, yeah, professional schools, graduate schools, and then arts and sciences, nursing in the center, and the smaller schools as you go back.
So if you folks watch this big screens, and online you can see it, you will see, once it begins, you will see the procession beginning. And in the procession, we'll be able to identify for you by the color of what they're wearing a lot of the schools.
Yeah, and many of the schools will have a kind of a standard bearer, and so that banner will lead that group in, but each of the robes and regalia will identify the schools, and then we will try to point them out as we see them in the procession so that you can see where your students are in the procession. But they are coming, like the tribes gathering. They're moving from different parts of campus, getting ready for the procession right now.
I know that Yale Broadcast, and we didn't thank them, but we should thank Yale Broadcast and Yale Audiovisual. They will try to show as many students as they possibly can. Of course, they cannot cannot show everybody, but once the procession starts, they will start. So let's say a word about where people are now. Where are students now?
So students in the undergraduate colleges are starting to, they're gathering, their college deans and heads are starting to get them organized, and so they are then lining up so that they move towards the cross-campus area, so the area out in front of the main memorial library. And they will be lined up, and they generally come in. Each year the order changes, but the undergraduate colleges will line up and they will come along the walk that will come towards Noah Porter Gate.
So first, the undergraduates are in their colleges, they're lining up, and they're coming to cross-campus. And what is the atmosphere like on cross-campus?
It is happy chaos. You know, folks are just really excited to see each other. You know, they are visiting, they're checking out their finery, making sure that their, you know, regalia is on straight and that, you know, hair is pinned up and everything else. They're taking a ton of photographs. You can see a shot here of the Noah Porter Gate, and you can see some of the faculty there on the right gathering, and some of the folks from Yale College, and you can see the pink there from the School of Music as they're kind of getting themselves organized.
I see some of the colleges as well. That's nice that they're showing that at the procession of the president and the corporation and the honorary degree people will come first to that gate and march out, and then the Yale College Dean's Office will come in back, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. I want to say a word first about the history of commencement.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. And so the first commencement in New Haven was in 1718. Yale was founded in 1701, but no one was sure it was going to be in New Haven or whether it was going to be in Saybrook for a very long time, and Hartford was making a big play for Yale. And by 1718, it wasn't yet all set, but in 1718, the people in New Haven were trying to confirm that this is where Yale would be.
Okay.
And the first commencement took place in Center Church, which is on the green, right down there on the green. So the very small number of graduates marched to Center Church and had their commencement there. Eventually, Yale built a chapel, and it moved to the chapel, and Battelle Chapel right here
Just off to our left here.
held the commencement for many years. And in about 1903, it got too big for Battelle Chapel, so they moved it to Woolsey Hall. And of course, then it got too big for Woolsey Hall.
We keep growing, which is a wonderful side of progress. But this idea of, you know, commencements, I think in the early days were very, you know, they're heavily religious services and, you know, very simple. But we have gotten more elaborate and particularly as we've started to have the influence of kind of the European educational system. So, you know, you like to talk a little bit about the robes and the regalia that come with scholarship that have been embraced by Yale and other American universities.
Yeah, I think it is worth saying something about the robes, the caps, the banners, all of the heraldry that Yale has. And by the way, Yale has a lot of heraldry. And it has a lot of flags, it has a lot of banners, it has a lot of pins, and it has a lot of now stoles. And we'll say a word about what all those things mean. So, as you can see, I'm wearing a crimson robe, even though I've been at Yale for many, many, many years, teaching here and being an administrator here. You wear the robe and you wear the hood you wear the robe of the school that you have your PhD from.
Correct.
The color. Many robes are black. Undergraduate robes are black.
Yep. Master's robes, divinity robes are black.
And
you know, the hoods, well, it signify obviously the degree. And so, you know, in my case, the light blue is the color of education, and then I have cardinal color, which is from the school that I attended.
Yeah, so the color of the hood itself is your degree, and the inside of the hood is usually the school that you have attended. I'm wearing a Harvard gown because my PhD was from Harvard.
We like to refer to them as the school up north.
The school up north. You can hear colleges getting ready and marching out of their gates. They're yelling and screaming with happiness.
Yep, it looks like the
Branford,
the Branfordians are gathering over there.
Yeah, and they're on their way to cross campus.
Exactly.
So I'm wearing a red gown, and the Yale color is blue. You will see a lot of blue gowns today, PhD gowns. The PhD hoods are all blue, dark blue.
Dark blue with, depending on which degree, it will have a different color in the insert.
On the insert, right. And the other colors for other schools, and they're a good way to identify your students or your people who are marching, is according to the color of their hood. So everybody from public health will be wearing a salmon pink. Everybody who's getting a PhD will be wearing a blue. There is a little bit of complication in that there are 3 different blues.
We like blue here at Yale,
like
so
blue.
You can't have too much.
Well, the PhD hoods are blue, and the hoods from the New Jackson School are peacock blue, and the hoods from the School of Management are sapphire blue. So there are 3 different blues that we have to recognize. It isn't always easy.
Yeah, don't hold me to determining between peacock and sapphire.
I know.
That's why I look for the law students, because I can tell that deep forest green.
No, the law students are purple. Purple. Yeah, I think it's worth saying how many students from each school are here, because you'll see long, long marches. So the biggest school will be the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences, which includes, I think, engineering.
Yes.
And that's 745 people. That's a lot of people.
That is an armada, and you'll hear them and see them when they come in.
Of course, Yale College is the biggest of all. That's over 1,500 people. And then
I think the School of Management
is very big. It has 561.
And then is it public health or medicine, I think is the next?
Public health has 383.
All right.
That's very, very nice that a lot of public health people are going out into this nation.
You know, it's been interesting. Public health has really kind of grown in recent years, and I think, you know, given what we've all been living through the past few years, people see the importance of public health, and I think many of our students have been called to study in this area, in large part because of what they've seen and how this plays out in people's lives. So it's a testament to them. So 383 students is impressive.
Nursing, 120. Music, 111, all instruments and voice. Medicine, 210. Law, 243. These graduate schools are smaller, for example, than some other institutions, but they are very great graduate schools.
And the students love that cohort size, that they get to know the faculty, they get to know their classmates, and that so much learning happens from those around them. I think that's one of the values of some of the intimacy of some of these schools.
So the new School of Global Affairs has 37 graduates, which is a brand new school. The Environment has 134. Drama has 55. Divinity, which will be wearing scarlet hoods, one of Yale's oldest schools, will have 119. 62 people from the School of Art and 99 from the School of Architecture.
This is fantastic. So, I mean, I'm always kind of amazed when I, you know, have an opportunity to either meet students from the school or go into these spaces and just to see how, you know, that for, you know, many of the undergraduates, they live in the undergraduate colleges and they kind of move here on old campus, you know, whereas these graduate students have their own worlds. And so when you step into the School of Architecture, you're kind of transported, or going to the School of Art and seeing the studios and the, you know, I had an opportunity to sit in on a critique a couple years ago where student artwork and just the interplay between students and faculty in those settings. And so it is really wonderful to kind of see and experience the 14 different Yales as we look at it from broadly, and then even within the undergraduates, 14 different experiences within the residential colleges.
So we said this was one Yale, people coming together, you know, on this day of celebration. This is a celebration for students, of course. It's a celebration for families.
Very much so.
And it's also really a celebration of learning. That is, in a way, what a commencement is. It is a gathering in which we also celebrate, in a sense, ourselves, Yale, and the place it plays in learning and in contributing to the higher to society. So everything that you see here, in a way, is a celebration of that. And that's like giving a big party, a big celebrating party. And it is, of course, celebrating the graduates. It's celebrating the families who made it possible for them to do this.
Very much so.
But it's also celebrating the university as a whole and learning.
I mean, you know, even yesterday, so the day preceding the university ceremony, various events are happening. But here on Old Campus, where we are now, yesterday morning we had the university baccalaureate ceremony, and in the afternoon, the undergraduate college has our class day. And class day, when it first began, was, you know, that small, 100 graduates gathered in a circle, kind of talking about their memories of their experience at Yale College. It is now morphed into this larger kind of prize day and celebration and laughter and speeches. But again, it's still that sharing of the experience, that commonality of the experience. And one of the things that I'm always kind of taken by is there's a moment where the students are invited to acknowledge the people who supported them to get here.
Yeah.
And in fact, the senior class inserted a note card, as one final opportunity for every senior to share a note of thanks with someone who's made a difference. And the student said this could be a faculty member, this could be a parent or grandparent, it could be the person who saved a seat for you in class when you were running late. So, those levels of giving thanks and celebration are part of this weekend.
So yesterday was, for undergraduates, really the classes day. Today is a more formal day.
Yes.
It's more formal, and Yale's commencement ceremony is very formal. And as all of you know, right after this ceremony, which is a ceremony for everyone, people will go to the schools and to the residential colleges, and that is where they will receive their diplomas.
Right.
And those ceremonies tend to have a little bit more personality to them. This is a very ritualistic, very formalistic event. And let's talk a little bit, we'll talk about honorary degrees and who's getting them in a moment, but perhaps first we'll talk a little bit more about heraldry and the flags.
Oh, sure.
And the pins and the robes. So we talked about the robes. I can also tell you about the caps. I'm holding here an 8-cornered cap, and those are worn by PhDs.
Yep, the tam.
6-cornered caps
Are were master's students.
Master students.
And then the traditional one the 4-cornered cap that you see, is for undergraduates, the Bachelors of Arts and Sciences.
There is actually a board of academic regalia. I don't know where they are.
There's always a board.
There's a board, and they coordinate the colors of the hoods and of the gowns, and they say what is legal and what is not legal. They say that the 8-cornered caps are for PhDs.
Reserved, right.
They say that the light blue are for education.
Yep.
They say that the crimson robe is Harvard's.
So you're telling me I'm illegal with some of my?
Apparently, we are illegal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
So it says that I think the Board of Academic Regalia says that you should not be wearing anything else on your gown.
Well,
and
I have to represent Yale College and, the residential college I'm a fellow in, Pearson College.
Yeah. You'll see a lot of pins at Yale, and the pins will, as Burgee says, represent the residential college or your school.
Yes.
Whatever school is yours. or whatever college is yours.
Yep, I have the Yale College insignia here. Our Yale chaplain's office. We are our university chaplain. This is her final university commencement, and so I felt I've had to wear a pin to honor her service to the university. And then I work with a lot of our first generation and low income students, and so I honor them with our Y First pin, because this is a special moment for someone who's worked very hard and is the first in their family to attend college, and let alone graduate from a place like Yale. And you see that at the undergraduate level, but you also see it at the graduate and professional level as well.
So now I'll also talk about stoles, which have become common in the past, only in the past 10 or 12 years. Yeah. First, I don't think we have a picture of the Kente stoles.
No, and I did not bring one. But
yeah. So,
what we were seeing in this past couple days, we've held celebrations with some of our cultural communities, our Black undergraduate and graduate students, Latino students, undergraduate and graduate, Asian, Native American, and so you'll see students who will be coming through who attended those celebrations or were involved in those community, and you'll see them, so you'll see a Kente cloth stole for so many of our students. Some of our students will have the stole for La Casa Cultural, or the Asian American Cultural Center. Some students will have stoles of their country, so they will particularly order a Honduran flag or a Salvadoran flag so that they can represent what is important. You may even see, some of our Native Hawaiian students with leis and other things that are signs of celebration.
And what has become common in the past, number of years is people saw all those stoles, and the residential colleges, which take great pride in being separate from each other.
Great
and
pride.
The best college, you're in the best college, is yours, have ordered stoles. And I have here the J.E. stole, the Jonathan Edwards stole. I was head of Jonathan Edwards College, and so...
Aren't you responsible for the colleges starting the stole trend? I think rumor has it that J.E. may have broken the ice for all the residential colleges.
That may be so, and if tomorrow the Board of Academic Regalia
I'll get you out of town quick.
But I will say, residential colleges are very important to Yale undergraduates, and so as a way of, first of all, as a way of observing which college is which when they process, and also of a certain amount of pride in them. They have become much more common. Almost all the colleges now have them. And you can identify the college by the color of its stole. We'll try to do that for you as we see them process.
Each year, though, you will see the colleges, and they all have their little extra, little bit of flavor. And I think, the heads of college work with their student leaders to kind of come up with something. So they'll, you'll see the Morse, might have a hatchet, with their Morse axe that is part of their coat of arms for the college. So, there'll be these little things that will kind of distinguish them. In sunflowers, in Pearson and other groups. So it is this idea of a way of celebrating the colors, the pride, and, for the undergraduates, your residential college is your first kind of community. And so they want to make sure that they are together.
Some of the professional schools also do things. We'll see if they do today. It's common that the School of Environment, you'll see mortar boards with a lot of flowers and grasses.
Right, and things that signify the environment,
The Divinity School often can be seen with halos on their caps. Not every year. Nursing has its thing that it does. We'll see if it does it this year. It involves a lot of confetti.
Yes, they are a celebratory group. They work hard and they are ready to celebrate the moment.
So we'll see about that. Now, as far as all this heraldry grows, why does Yale have so many banners, so many pins, so many shields? What is it? Not every college, not even among our peer institutions is that true. So it actually, a lot of it goes back to one man. His name is Theodore Sizer. He was called Tubby Sizer. And he was one of the monument men, one of the men after World War II who was in charge of identifying all of the paintings and all of the sculptures that the Nazis had removed from museums and had put in different places. And it took a team of art historians, of which Sizer was one of the most prominent, to discover these and to send them back as much as possible. Not all of it happened exactly as it should have, but as much as possible to where they belonged. So that was Professor Sizer. He was a professor of the history of art. And he designed all of this celebratory heraldry and regalia. So he designed every banner. You're going to see banner after banner today. And the banners will identify the residential colleges. The banners will identify the prize winners. The banners will identify the schools. And all of this heraldry was started by Tubby Sizer. They called him Tubby Sizer. And he was called the pursuivant. And that tradition has continued. All of the new colleges and the new schools have heraldry that is designed by John Gamble, the university printer, who has continued this great tradition, so that Yale is just chock full of banners and of heraldry, of insignias that identify the school or the college.
So yesterday at class day, I was wearing a hat that was designed by the spouse of a former dean of Yale College, and it was designed to signify the expansion of Yale College from 12 colleges to 14. So all of the shields of all 14 colleges are represented on this hat. And so I was stopped along the walk by a couple of alums who said Mr. Sizer's son was his classmate in Silliman. And so they wanted a photograph of the hat to send to his Silliman friend to be able to say, your dad's work is being represented at Yale College. And so they were here celebrating a graduate this weekend.
So, you know, it really is because of one man that this all started. He designed the banners really using the family insignias of the family shields of the people for whom the colleges were named. They weren't all named for people, but cities, the city of New Haven, John Davenport, who actually helped found the New Haven colony, and all of
Edwards, Trumbull,
Jonathan Edwards.
Oh, looks like we've got the Cape Fear there with the Yale mace.
Yeah, so that mace, there are many, many maces.
And when I think of mace, you know, you think of that ball and chain with the spikes on it, but
these are the flags of the United States, of the state of Connecticut, of the city of New Haven. And
that creature there with the horns, that's the Yale.
The Yale, Y-A-E-L. Here comes Tom Duffy, the leader of the band, and in back of him, the band. They're marching off. And here's what's going to happen, friends. They are going to lead the corporation party and all the honorands to the green, to the New Haven Green. As I told you, the Center Church was the first place that Yale had its commencement. Honoring that and honoring its origins and honoring the city of New Haven.
So we have Timothy Dwight and Saybrook coming along. I see the heads of the various colleges there with their aces in hand.
And they are going to surround, the undergraduate colleges are going to surround the green around Center Church, and the corporation party is going to move right through them.
So as you can see, the students
that's Timothy Dwight.
Yep, Timothy Dwight and Saybrook. Saybrook
no,
there on the right.
Are you sure that's Saybrook? No.
Yeah, no, that's Saybrook on the right.
Theirs aren't all yellow, though.
Yeah, but you can see that it says on the left side, Saybrook there. And so, you know, they are, as you can see, that they've taken some of the grapevine that is in the coat for Saybrook, and they decorated their mortarboards in that way. Timothy Dwight with their red and white colors and the crest there on the other side.
So just to say, what takes so long here is that these colleges are all going to surround the New Haven Green by Center Church, and the President's Party is going to march through them. And then the President's Party with the honorands will enter here, and all of the flags and banners will congregate by Phelps Gate, and we won't be here then, but the great moment, the very great moment, is when all the flags come down this aisle.
Oh, it's great. And
it's
then
beautiful.
They're placed here in front.
And they're placed in front.
And we have Ezra Stiles and Silliman coming along here. And you can
Silliman
see
always has those noodles.
Right, the noodles and the noisemakers.
Yeah.
Yep, they're getting fired up.
And after the residential colleges, you will begin to see the graduate and professional schools. So first the colleges, because they're surrounding the green, and then the graduate and professional schools will come.
And you'll see these little traditions, that when I first came to Yale, I had not seen before, but of, the tipping of the cap. So, the Dean of Yale College, Pericles Lewis, is standing just inside the gate there on the left-hand side, and as the heads of college, leave their colleges by, they will tip their cap to the dean and members of the Yale College, and he will return the tip of the cap. And so you'll see this happening along the procession as the faculty and leadership recognize each other as they make this large procession.
Burgie, let's talk a little bit about the honorary degrees. Now, we're very lucky here because Burgie was at the honorary degree dinner last night, and he can tell us about several of the honorary degree recipients.
Well, it's just, if you were watching earlier, that we had some of the images up of the degree recipients. Yale always has an amazing array of, people who receive degrees here as honorary degrees, and President Salovey, we got Morse and Trumbull coming along here. You can see the new Dean of Morse, Blake Trumbull, and a few other folks. But it was just really wonderful to see art, music, science, literature, all represented in our degree recipients, and you'll hear more about them. I had the pleasure of sitting with Deborah Willis, who is an amazing photographer. And has really made a career around storytelling through image, particularly of the African-American experience. And we were chatting about an experience I had when I was a child on a Greyhound bus traveling in the South, and she was like, that's exactly the type of image that I'm trying to capture. And so she is so excited for this whole experience.
So I think it's worth saying a word about why we give honorary degrees. Why do we do that? And really, it's to honor those who have made a great contribution to society, and to set that up as a kind of exemplar for our own graduates. Yale has a great tradition of public service, and the hope is that undergraduates will be inspired by seeing the honorary degree recipients.
And examples of people who have really kind of walked the walk in life. We have Jonathan Edwards and Berkeley College coming along.
This is my college, so I have to give a special salute.
We have to take it in. But that inspiration, and again, at every level, our undergraduates are inspired by our graduate students.
Let me say a word about the gowns. You see gray with the red bands, that's MIT. That's being worn by Mark Saltzman.
The Yale robe there.
The Yale robe. You see a lot of blue robes.
Yep, and there's another Harvard robe there moving.
And there's a Princeton robe. Black with orange stripes is Princeton. The light blue is Columbia. Now we're seeing all students.
All our students, from the college.
So faculty can march either with the college, of which they're a fellow, or they can march with the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences. It is this, but the inspiration. So I think our undergraduates take inspiration from seeing our graduate and professional students, and from the faculty, and then the honorary degree recipients really represent people who have put this into action in all walks of life and are that inspiration. And so you will see people who, in fact, our class day speaker yesterday, Elizabeth Alexander. It was a Yale College alumna,
received an honorary degree here like a few years ago, and again, she now runs the Mellon Foundation. But as a poet, there were students who were part of the party who were saying, "I've been so inspired by your work as a poet that it has inspired me to continue in writing in this way." And
I knew Elizabeth when she was an undergraduate here, and then she stood up and gave the poem at Obama's inaugural.
We have Pauli Murray and Branford coming along here. So I see Tina Liu, the head of Pauli Murray, and there Enrique.
And there you see the yellow, that's Johns Hopkins, the yellow robe.
And it looks like we have a purple robe, maybe, I think that's an NYU robe.
Yeah, among the honorary degree recipients are 4 people who previously had Yale degrees.
Yes.
So probably the most well-known is Guido Calabresi, the great jurist and great teacher. And Paul Giamatti, the actor.
The actor, yep.
Who was an undergraduate here at Yale and then got a degree from the School of Drama, so he has 2.
He is a Yaley through and through, a New Havener through and through.
His father was the president of Yale, Bart Giamatti, someone I knew very well, and the family has a long Yale history. And then Elizabeth Plater-Zyborg and Andres Duani, who have. Yeah,
I mean, just, their work in building sustainable communities is just fascinating.
Now that is Saybrook, I think.
No, we got Berkeley on the left. Is that right?
No.
Oh, it's still Branford on the left. And,
Branford. Okay. No, are you sure?
Yeah.
That's right, that's Branford, yes. How could I miss that? Yeah.
And I can't quite make out the coat of arms on the right there.
That isn't Morse. A lot of them have red stoles, so that makes it harder to see.
No, that's still Pauli Murray. Yeah, Pauli Murray's.
They have red with blue.
Right.
Blue.
Yeah, it's a light blue. That's where I could see it closely. Yeah.
I can't see this too well, so.
And then behind them is Davenport, and that's Berkeley.
And Berkeley.
And then Benjamin Franklin. I must say, one of the things.
Ben Franklin has blue.
Yeah, and so they're coming. Blue just behind there.
Yes.
You can see Jesse Hill, the dean, and Charles as
I'm not able to see this
the head of college. In each college dean, residential college dean, carries the mace.
Carries a mace.
For each of their residential colleges.
So a word about the maces. We not only have all this heraldry and all of these stoles and all of these banners, there's Jay Gitlin, and all of these flags, but in addition, we have, what was I going to
The maces.
Oh, the maces. So the university mace weighs 24 pounds. We will see that coming along. That is carried every year by Lloyd Suttle, because you can't always be sure that somebody is going to be able to heft 24 pounds.
I was going to say, I think Lloyd starts working out to make sure that he's ready to carry it on the long journey.
So he carries the big mace, and then you will see that the corporation is led by a retiring faculty member, Ed Kamens, professor of Japanese literature, language and literature, who will carry the corporation mace. And then coming down this aisle first, at some point when the president's procession comes, will become the senior marshal, and that is Christine Hayes, who is retiring as a professor of religious studies. And then, as Burgee said, every one of the colleges has a mace designed for that college, and you'll see them all lined up here.
The maces and the flags here at the front, and again, it is, basically, as you say, the tribes gather here, and so they plant their flag to signify, and the students react to seeing their mace and flag come in, and whenever it goes by, even yesterday at the class day, anytime they saw their deans or heads, a huge cheer would go up from their group. So we'll have the array of colors here in front of us.
Now, we won't be here when this happens, but after the president's party comes down, we're going to disappear because they're going to come up on the stage, and we don't want to be in their way.
Here's Pearson College, where I'm a fellow, come there on the left. Yeah. Steve Davis, the head of college, is stepping down there. And then Grace Hopper there on the right.
And the new head of Pearson will be
Crystal Feimster. Yeah, so folks are very excited about Professor Feimster, and she was actually recognized at the Black Graduate Ceremony the other night for distinguishing undergraduate teaching to students in the college, and so she received a special award at that
It's a
event
very
as well.
Steve has been a wonderful head of college.
Yes.
Being a head of college, I can tell you, I was one for 8.5 years, is a lot of work because it falls on you and the dean to make a home for your students. And I think, you know, given the size of Yale's graduate programs, that the deans of the schools and have the same sense of family. Yale
very
has a
much
great
so.
sense of family. And the pride in your special family is shown in all of the heraldry and the marching that you see and all of the banners.
But even the, you know, the deans and you know, the deans and the staff in the schools and professional schools, you can see they care deeply about their students. You know, I was speaking to James Bundy, who's the dean of the Geffen School for the Arts and Drama.
Of drama, yeah.
And, you know, just talking about, you know, to his credit, you can mention any student. So a neighbor of mine is a student in his program, and I mentioned that, and he was like, who? And he knows exactly what they're working on, what kind of projects they're doing, and then even once they've moved out into the world, he is totally staying on top, and they recently visiting with some of our alums in London who are doing wonderful things in theater and the arts in Europe.
I think we could take a pause here and give a thank you again to all of these people who are sitting here waiting for the grand event to happen.
Yeah.
I just want you to know that your students are very happy in what they're doing. They're marching, they're processing, they're talking with one another, they're talking with faculty, and we know that you have a long wait, but we thank you for that, and I know they thank you for that.
But you know, the part of this procession that I always kind of, I just love is, you know, yes, the platform party steps off and the band and, you know, but when the undergraduates come in, they then make that path around the Naven Green, and then they split. And, you know, then you're having these people coming through the middle where it's wonderful that, you know, students that I've known over the years during their time at Yale, I get to see them as, you know, as I walk past the college, and it's
so
one of the
Bergie
wonderful
is saying that the Yale College Dean's Office, you know, forms with students, forms the pathway. And coming through will be the president, the corporation, and the honorands. Not all of the honorands are always able to walk, but many of them are. And it's a moment of real intimacy and makes you feel truly a part of the ceremony when you see the president coming down and the faculty tipping their hats to him and his tipping his hat to them, and the honorands, the special honorands, actually marching through you. So that's,
right.
yeah.
You're like, when are you going to be, you know, that in proximity to an actor of Paul Giamatti status, or Lonnie Bunch, you know, for the Smithsonian, just one of these people who is just reshaped our American landscape in the arts. And so literally they're passing within feet, and you're saying they're coming to celebrate and join in the celebration of this special day. So
another honorary degree recipient is Robert Caro. The great, was he there last night?
He was not there last night.
He's not young, but what a marvelous biographer he is. He wrote the great biographies of Robert Moses and of Lyndon Johnson, which I have read into the night.
The Moses one is still mind-blowing. It was one of my summer reads a couple years ago, and I was just blown away.
Caro has investigated every single aspect of the lives of those great men who transformed, each of whom transformed a city and a country in different ways. And so he is receiving the honorary degree. And then Max Dale Cooper, very interesting, the path-breaking scientist who invented the T cell, discovered the T cells and the B cells. He had an interesting background. He grew up in a rural Mississippi in a junior college on a football scholarship, and rose to become one of the great scientists of his age. So
Yeah, I mean, my mouth was just agape as we were listening to not only the conversation, but just, the brief descriptions that President Salave was describing of some of the impact that these folks have had. And, there are various points of their career, but, someone like, President Salave joked that, there are few people who are known by one name, Madonna, Cher, Rihanna, and Guido. And Guido Calabrese was actually one of the first people I met when I came to Yale. Literally, we arrived on a Saturday night, drove in from Chicago, and we got invited to a birthday party in Fairhaven, and on a Sunday, and we said, okay, we'll show up. And I sat down at a picnic table next to, a gentleman, and he just said, hi, my name is Guido. And I had no idea that who he was and the impact he had had on law and justice.
So Guido Calabrese is, I think he's 91 or 92. He's still sitting on the bench. He just retired from teaching at Yale, and he will be a community favorite here. But whom haven't we talked about?
I think Francis Cordova.
Oh, Francis Cordova, yes. So this is somebody who is a great astrophysicist and a great administrator. And she's been president of a college. She's been head of
Purdue.
Director of the National Science Foundation, NASA's chief scientist. And people talk of her as someone with big ideas who is able to put them into play. And so she's not only a serious astrophysicist, but she's been a person who has also been able to be transformative as an administrator.
And when I was in the Midwest, I mean, she was one of those people that everyone always spoke of in terms of the leadership and really making Purdue one of the premier research
She's
institutions.
president of Purdue.
Yes.
Yeah. So just to say, to go back to what you're going to see when we're not sitting here anymore after the president's party comes, when the flags come down, and here is a very interesting point, the banners are carried by the prize winners. And I always say that this is Yale all over. You win a big prize, and what do? They make you carry a heavy banner all around the campus, and those banners are not easy to carry.
Well, and thankfully it is not a terribly windy day here, but if you are kind of a slight person.
And there are some who are.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it is, they realize that this honor comes with a bit of work, so they learn how to balance, and I'm sure that everyone they're going to be a little bit sore tomorrow when they wake up.
So when these banners come down, and that's after the president's party and after we've left the stage, you'll see the US flag, which is carried by the Warren Prize winner, the Connecticut flag, which is carried by the Chittenden. These are all people who won high stand prizes. The president's banner will be carried by the Sudler Prize winners, who are the great undergraduate winners in the arts. And then, then you'll see all of the college flags.
Yeah, the college flags, and that's, you'll hear a great cheer for each of those college flags.
And then you'll see each of the school flags. And when each of the schools sees its flag, they will give it a very big cheer. And that will be a beautiful sight coming right down this middle aisle. I think you'll be able to see it on the screens, and you people watching
capture it home, so you'll see the whole.
Will be able to see it there.
They'll have the best
as well.
seat in the house.
Yeah. And so, the banners and the flags and the maces are carried by the prize winners and by faculty who are being especially honored on their retirement. And I was at the final faculty meeting.
Yeah, could you tell? I was organizing another event, so I didn't get to go to the faculty hearing some of these wonderful tributes.
Yeah, so at the final faculty meeting, all of the retirees are given special tributes. And it really is a very moving moment. You hear about the strength of each of these people who have dedicated their lives to Yale. People who have taught language, senior lecturers as well as senior lectors and faculty. There's a faculty member, Bill Koningsberg, retiring the sciences, who as a youth, he was a prodigy, did two remarkable things. He invented Lubriderm, He invented something that was then sold, and it was lubricated.
Something that I used this morning.
And he also invented a coating for a bomb that kept it from falling apart, and so that it was actually a contribution to World War II. He was that old.
Wow.
Because when the bomb fell, it did not crack into many, many pieces, and that was a contribution. He did that as a very young man. And
I just love that final faculty meeting takes place in Connecticut Hall in the faculty room, where you've got the portraits of the past deans of Yale College in there, and arts and sciences, and it's just kind of such a powerful moment.
oh, so we can see.
Do you see these are members of the Yale College
Dean's
office? Yep.
George Levesque.
Yep.
Yep. This is our beloved people here.
Yes.
And now comes, gosh, I can't really see this. I think this is the.
This is members of the faculty.
So this is the graduate school.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are all members of the faculty, and you get to see a lot of the robes here. A lot of the light blue, a lot of the purple, the MIT robe,
yep,
Columbia,
Princeton. Yep,
Johns
Emily
Hopkins.
Bickmeyer there with her Princeton. Yep.
Yep, Johns Hopkins.
Again, more maces. Can't go anywhere without a mace around here these days. University of Illinois.
At Champaign-Urbana.
Yep.
Yeah. More Princeton, more Yale.
And here come the graduates. So we have students from arts and sciences, led by Lynn Cooley, the dean there
The dean,
on the right.
that is the graduate school again.
And then the School of Medicine there on the left.
No.
Yeah, no, the School of Medicine's on the left, and School of Arts and Sciences on the right.
Are they wearing the green?
Yeah, you can see the green as they're starting to come through there.
Oh, there they are. Yeah. I'm having
That's a
trouble
fascinating.
seeing this.
That's a fascinating gown that looks like
That
maybe
must-
from a Middle Eastern
Yeah.
university.
You see European gowns here too from faculty.
Yep, so you see the blue and the green.
So the students are wearing the hoods of the degrees they wore. The faculty are wearing the gowns of their highest degree. So
You're
that
seeing some of the kente cloth stoles from students who participated in the ceremony the other day at the graduate ceremony. So again, undergraduates, graduates coming together at those.
well, they should be coming on either side, but the split doesn't happen very well. Yeah, now I see the green stoles for the School of Medicine.
Our good friend Heather Calabrese is out there directing traffic.
She's the person in the white jacket who's in charge of all of commencement.
But you see, you know, the various chords and different things that people, again, school honors that people bestow. And that looks like the flag of Yale College. No, that's the School of Medicine's
Can't
flag.
be.
Yeah, no, it's the School of Medicine's flag.
I'm having a hard time seeing here. She's trying to keep the graduate students,
Yeah, so that we
the
have
schools separate. Yeah.
and now public health.
Public health is salmon pink. Do you see that?
Yeah, I'm seeing David Paultiel there.
Oh, yeah.
And so he's also affiliated with the School of Medicine. But yep, here comes the salmon pink.
That's the School of Public Health, and there are quite a few of them. And the yellow are science, so
Yep.
they're part of the graduate school.
And so
That's the
there's a woman
science
there
degree.
with a white stole from La Casa. So she attended the La Casa celebration for our Latino students, honoring them the other
These
night.
stoles have really taken off.
But you know, one of the wonderful things that happens at some of these ceremonies. So I was at the Latin celebration. After some prizes were announced and there was some celebration, there was basically an opportunity for parents to get to the microphone, to say something to the audience, to say something to their student, and to have 5 minutes to just express how proud they are of their student.
That's very nice.
this kind of
You wish it
accomplishment.
weren't so big that every family member couldn't necessarily do that. You know, I saw the other night the undergraduate dramat performance of the Addams Family.
Oh.
And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen and friends and neighbors, that was a fantastic performance.
Really?
The level of talent. There was also on Saturday night with the Heimowitz brothers, tap danced to a cello.
Really?
Yeah, to a Chopin cello piece. So that the incredible undergraduate performance in the arts may not be exactly the same as the professional schools of the arts, but they are very fine.
Brimming with talent.
Very, very fine. So we're still with public health on the left, and we're still the graduate school, which is very big, of course.
So some of our some School of Medicine is making its way into the yard here to our right.
Yeah. So the School of Medicine will sit. Here comes the flag of the School of Medicine. I don't know if you can see it. No,
Yeah, it's not on camera. It's just pointing it out to our right. We're still seeing those many public health grads that we were talking about coming through,
and we
arts
will
and
not
sciences.
see all the graduate schools, because when the President's Party comes down here, we will be gone. But just to tell all of you, I'm going to tell you where everybody's going to be sitting, and even you watching virtually will be able to see. Medicine and public health and law and nursing and art and architecture and drama will be over there.
Okay.
Okay, over there. And over here will be divinity, music, Yale School of Engineering, the graduate school, and Jackson will be over here.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yep, the faculty are starting to fill
We
into
see
the
the
seats.
faculty is beginning to come in. Good morning, everybody.
You can hear a little bit of a buzz in the back as among the families as they start to see the first of the flags start to arrive coming through Phelps Gate.
Yeah. So this is the School of Medicine, which is
Yep, you can see some of the graduates entering, coming through Phelps Gate, and for many Yale College students, this is the entry point into their Yale
like
experience.
Dr. Fauci. Can we say Dr. Fauci? We see Dr. Fauci.
So,
Morning.
we see, the undergrads starting to file in. We see some of the graduate and professional schools starting to file in. And again, folks are, if you're watching at home, folks are starting to get on their feet. They're warming up their phones and tablets to kind of capture the moment of seeing their graduate moving in.
And luckily and happily, there are screens here. I hope everybody was within sight of one of them, of the big screens, so that they can actually get a close look at what is going on.
Oh, we've got the School of Nursing coming along there on the left-hand side.
I think don't they sit over there?
Well, they're still coming through the gate, so they've
Yeah.
got a little ways to go. They're carrying their mace. And I think that's the Jackson School there on the right.
It is, yeah.
It's interesting,
Well, that's-
in their coat of arms, that the little yellow is kind of a,
Like a globe.
an ancient globe, but also a compass. So it's an ancient,
that's interesting.
for navigating kind of global affairs. So that was built into the heraldry. Oh, there's David Simon.
That is the peacock blue.
All right, that's what peacock blue is.
That's what
Okay.
peacock blue is. So that is global.
Nursing is all, tricked out. They have the orange hoods
Yeah.
for the School of Nursing.
Yep. They're often carrying things, I'm sure they are.
Yeah, they've got streamers and
I see the graduate school, Yasmina Biserovic is here. Good morning. And the faculty from the graduate school are entering now.
lots of celebration. One of my favorite things, so the Yale College Dean's Office sets up right inside, just inside No Reporter Gate. And, many of the, as you mentioned earlier on, in all the residential colleges, the staff are preparing, getting ready for the diploma ceremonies, and they're getting food ready, and they're busying in the college. And so many of them are maybe watching us on the live stream right now. But Berkeley, because of its
Yes.
position, gets to come out onto the little porch that's right near where we are, and when their graduates go past, they go nuts. And one of the things, the students realize that these are the people who have taken care of them for the past 4 years, and they are so grateful to the dining staff, the housekeeping staff, the office, the OMs, And it's a really wonderful kind of celebration and send-off for those students.
This is the Jackson School mace, it must be, that's being put in the front here. Yeah, a new mace.
We have the School of Art coming through the gate now. And they're very
They
creative.
have a very
mace.
beautiful, colorful flag. The School of Art has, they're wearing the brown hoods.
Yeah, brown.
And they have a very colorful, beautiful flag.
And
Their banner is lovely.
this is, Divinity is on the right.
Right.
There's my graduate assistant there.
Divinity, this is the second oldest school at Yale. I used to think it was the oldest, but the School of Medicine was the oldest school founded at Yale. And yes. And number 2 actually is the School of Divinity.
And so
of course, originally, Yale was founded to educate clerics and people for civil state. So in a sense, it was itself a divinity school at the beginning.
Right.
But the actual school itself was founded.
So you see the Divinity students there with their red hoods. And here with the purple hoods, the light purple.
The light purple is architecture.
Architecture.
Yep, architecture. Light purple is architecture. You know, one thing we didn't discuss is when you see the president, he's going to be wearing a big collar.
Oh, that's right.
And that collar has a big jewel in the middle, and it has Lux and Veritas on it.
Huh?
It's a beautiful thing.
Light and truth.
And it has light and truth. And it has examples of the graduate schools and the undergraduate school on this collar he wears. And this is the second collar. The first collar was unfortunately stolen from a vault in 1979.
Oh,
So,
that's the great robbery, huh?
This is the second. And by the way, on the stage here, in the back of the stage, will be sitting emeriti. All of the emeriti are given an honored place on the stage who agree to come to commencement. And in front of us, we have the faculty.
Which is only fitting that, you know, these are the folks who have led this process.
Yes.
You know, celebrate our honorary degree recipients and work with their deans. Now, is this a darker purple or is this?
Where's that? Russet is, are we seeing? No.
There's purple still on the left, and then we've got pink, so that must be the School of Music.
School of Music, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the School of Architecture and the School of Music.
And again, selfies, photographs of the moment, capturing it, live streaming. You know, sometimes you'll see a student with a GoPro camera capturing the entire procession. And particularly for folks at home, you know, that I know that when we do these live stream events, either for Family Weekend or for this event, we've got people tuning in from Australia and Karachi and Istanbul, just because it may be so far for so many family members to travel, but frequently, you know, people try to have at least 1 or 2 family members here to celebrate this very special moment.
Oh, now it's beginning to fill up. We've got Divinity on the left here is coming in. Hello, Divinity. We can give another
Divinity
shout
is
out.
ready to go. They're ready to go.
And we can give another shout out to Medicine, which is here.
Yeah,
Come on,
exactly.
Medicine. These are the people who are going to be taking good care of us in the future. Yeah.
Mind, body, and spirit, I think, is what we got going on here.
And I have to say that by waiting for JE is, I see Kem Edwards. This is, Kem I think is 93 or 94. He graduated in the class of 1949, and he has sat in on 150 courses. So after he retired, he came to Yale, and he started taking courses, and here he is in his early 90s at the Yale Commencement. So we applaud him.
And he is supporting JE, I see, so, you know, he is.
He's wearing his JE stole. Who else is coming in now? Here comes, I think, public health.
Yep, and so, you know, we are going to be shifting so that the camera can see Penny. The camera's going to be able to see the president's reception, and we're going to be wrapping up our time here so that people can take in the moment. And
so thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah.
And remember, the President's Party is going to come down, and then you're going to wait, and you're going to see all the flags coming down, and you're going to know what they are. So happy commencement to everybody.
Thank you, folks. Enjoy the day.
I managed to.
How'd you get over here?
I got some great shots of Tony Fauci.
Really?
Okay, that was good. That was good. So, George,
He got up here all of a sudden.
I'd have to get you because I don't have his. Purchase some that big card, I would totally buy them, but I don't know what it costs. Maybe they're the environment.
Gli alberelli sì. Questi dovrebbe essere Dani.
Dove?
Questi no, sono loro.
Sì, sarà la scuola di musica, sì.
Lo vediamo. Dani! Yes. You can't quite say what the first engineering.
Yeah, no. In fact, I think the military academy said that
Imperial. Crown Imperial.
If not, it's not worth it. Pay you $270K just for this. Right. Oh.
letter P.
To the students of the class of 2023 and their parents, families, and friends, welcome to the 322nd commencement of Yale University. We gather to recognize the extraordinary accomplishments of all of you who have worked so hard to complete your programs of study. We salute your effort, your diligence, your talent, and your intellect. We also join you in expressing gratitude for all who have supported you in these endeavors, your families and friends, your teachers, and other members of the Yale community. In keeping with the tradition of this occasion, I now call on the university chaplain to offer an invocation.
With deep gratitude to the Quinnipiac people for this land on which we stand, my beloved Yale family, I invite you to join me in the spirit of prayer. Almighty and loving Creator, you are the force that lights the stars, the architect of every cell, the source of all truth. We stand in the dazzling beauty of this morning as many living expressions of one mystery, a mystery beyond all telling. We who share this beautiful but aching world, we who look at the same sun and the same moon, are a people called to communal restoration. As students of your handiwork, we have gathered here from throughout the earth with exquisite ambitions and have been blessed at this place of light and truth with the freedom to let them grow. Our God of all generations, you are the guardian of where we are going and who we are becoming. As we prepare to take leave of this place, may we exude an intelligence that is inspired by justice, guided by tenderness, moved by holiness, and always, always informed by love. From this moment of awe and beyond, fill our hearts with an imaginative daring, one that stirs us to become vibrant, living examples of shalom, of salam, of shanti, of peace. Together, let us say, Amen.
Please be seated.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present candidates for the bachelor's degree in Yale College. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, 839 in number, and for the degree of Bachelor of Science, 562 in number. They have been recommended by the faculty of Yale College and approved by the corporation. I now ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them these degrees.
By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the bachelor's degrees in Yale College as designated by the dean and admit you to all their rights and responsibilities. Congratulations and congratulations.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present candidates for degrees in the School of Architecture. For the degree Master of Architecture, 97 in number. And for the degree Master of Environmental Design, 3 in number. They have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation. I now ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them these degrees.
By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the degrees in architecture and design as designated by the dean and admit you to all their rights and responsibilities. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present candidates for degrees in the School of Art. For the degree of Master of Fine Arts, 61 in number. They have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation. I now ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them this degree.
By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the degree in arts as designated by the Dean and admit you to all its rights and responsibilities. Congratulations.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present candidates for degrees in the David Geffen School of Drama. For the certificate in drama, 1 in number. For the degree of Master of Fine Arts, 53 in number. And for the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, 2 in number. They have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation. I now ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them these degrees.
By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the certificate and degrees in drama as designated by the Dean and admit you to all their rights and responsibilities. Congratulations. 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 Congratulations.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present candidates for the degrees in the School of Music. For certificate in performance, 1 in number. For the degree of Master of Music, 73 in number. For the degree of Master of Musical Arts, 39 in number. And for the degree Doctor of Musical Arts, 6 in number. They have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation. I now ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them these degrees.
By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the certificate, diploma, and degrees in music as designated by the Dean, and I admit you to all their rights and responsibilities. Congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present candidates for the degrees in the School of Nursing. For the degree of Master of Science in Nursing, 101 in number. For the postgraduate APRN certificate in nursing, 3 in number. For the degree of Doctor of Nursing Practice, 21 in number. They have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation. I now ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them these degrees.
By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the certificate and degrees in nursing as designated by the Dean and admit you to all their rights and responsibilities. Congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present candidates for degrees in the School of the Environment. For the degree of Master of Environmental Management, 87 in number. For the degree of Master of Environmental Science, 36 in number. For the degree of Master of Forestry, 9 in number. And for the degree of Master of Forest Science, 2 in number. They have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation. I now ask you by your official act to confer upon them these degrees.
By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the degrees in Environment and Forestry as designated by the Dean and admit you to all their rights and responsibilities. Thank you. Congratulations. 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 Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present candidates for degrees in the School of Management. For the degree of Master of Business Administration, 398 in number. For the degree of Master of Advanced Management, 52 in number. And for the degree of Master in Management Studies, 111 in number. They have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation. I now ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them these degrees.
By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the degrees in management as designated by the Dean and admit you to all their rights and responsibilities. Congratulations. 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 Congratulations.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present candidates for degrees in the Divinity School. For the degree of Master of Arts in Religion, 56 in number. For the degree of Master of Divinity, 51 in number. For the degree of Master of Sacred Theology, 12 in number. They have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation. I now ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them these degrees.
By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the degrees in Religion, Divinity, and Theology as designated by the Dean and admit you to all their rights and responsibilities. Congratulations. 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 Thank you.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present degrees, candidates for the degrees in the law school. For the degree of Juris Doctor, 220 in number. For the degree of Master in Laws, 22 in number. And for the degree of Master of Studies in Law, 1 in number. When they have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation, I shall ask you by your official act to confer upon them these degrees.
By the authority vested in me, I shall confer upon you the degrees in the law school when designated by the Dean, and shall then admit you to all their rights and responsibilities. Congratulations. Congratulations. Great. Congratulations. Congratulations. Great.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present candidates for degrees in the graduate school. For the degree of Master of Science, 342 in number. For the degree of Master of Arts, 247 in number. For the degree of Master of Philosophy, 384 in number. They have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation. I now ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them these degrees.
By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the degrees in the graduate school as designated by the Dean, and admit you to all their rights and responsibilities. Congratulations. Congratulations. And congratulations.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present candidates for degrees in the School of Public Health. For the degree of Master of Public Health, 390 in number. They have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation. I now ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them this degree.
By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the degree in public health as designated by the Dean and admit you to all its rights and responsibilities. Congratulations.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present candidates for degrees in the School of Medicine. For the degree of Master of Medical Science, 119 in number, when they have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation, I shall ask you by your official act to confer upon them this degree. For the certificate in global medicine, 3 in number. For the degree of Master of Health Science, 35 in number. And for the degree of Doctor of Medicine, 107 in number. They have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation. I now ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them these degrees.
By the authority vested in me, I shall confer the degree in medical science and do confer upon you the certificate in global medicine and degrees in health science and medicine as designated by the Dean, and admit you to all their rights and responsibilities. Congratulations. 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 And congratulations.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present candidates for degrees in the Jackson School of Global Affairs. For the degree of Master in Public Policy, 29 in number, and for the degree of Master of Advanced Study, 9 in number. They have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation. I now ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them these degrees.
By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the degrees in global affairs as designated by the Dean and admit you to all their rights and responsibilities. Congratulations. Congratulations. And congratulations.
Praeses clarissime, candidatos ad gradum philosophiae doctoris, numero quadringente, trigenta, quinque tibi presento, a facultate philosophiae artiumque, et ob senatu academico illustri approbati sunt. Te, Domini, rogo ut eos ad hunc gradum admittas.
Secundum leges moremque, universitatis nostrae, vod ad gradum philosophiae doctoris admitto, vobisque una cum hoc diplomate, iura illa atque dignitates, quae ad hunc honorum spectant confero, nunc studiis feliciter absolutis, ego praesis universitatis, vos et ex ameno, iobeo, salvere et valere. Congratulations, so great. We will now proceed to the awarding of honorary degrees. The 9 individuals we honor this morning serve as examples to you, our graduates, to encourage you to aspire to excellence, to value those elements of human character that they embody: creativity, curiosity, discipline, integrity, and a passion for public service. Their presence here also honors you, you who graduate today, and all of us who are here to salute you. I will now, as is customary, call upon the provost to present the candidates for honorary degrees.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present the candidates for honorary degrees. For the degree of Doctor of Science, France A. Cordova, Science Administrator.
Prominent astrophysicist and transformative administrator, again and again, you have fostered collaboration and innovation as the director of the National Science Foundation, NASA's chief scientist, president of Purdue University, and in many other leadership roles. Your consummate abilities as galvanizer and champion of scientific progress have expanded the frontiers of possibility and enabled breakthroughs that enrich our lives. Stellar scientist and administrator, the earth and heavens rejoice as we recognize you with this Doctor of Science degree. Congratulations.
For the degree of Doctor of Letters, Robert Allen Caro, biographer.
Brilliant chronicler of Robert Moses and President Lyndon Johnson, you have immersed yourself in historical research, pursued every lead, and explored every line of every source to illuminate two of the most complicated and multifaceted personalities of our age. With integrity and perseverance, you've devoted your life's work to reveal the mechanisms of power through an intimate understanding of those who wield it. For illuminating the way in which galvanizing figures have shaped our society, we are honored to welcome you into the Yale family with the Doctor of Letters degree.
For the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, Lonnie G. Bunch III, Museum Administrator and Educator.
Secretary of the Smithsonian Institution, renowned historian and bold educator, you were the visionary force in establishing the National Museum of African American History and Culture. A museum whose holdings remind us that a people's journey is a nation's story. Your accomplishments as curator and leader are matched only by your passion for preserving the stories that need to be told, heard, and remembered. Guardian of our national treasures, we lift every voice as we declare you, yourself, a national treasure, and proudly confer on you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters. Congratulations, Lonnie. Thank you. Thank you.
For the degree of Doctor of Laws, Guido Calabresi, Judge and Legal Scholar.
Groundbreaking scholar, eminent jurist, fabled teacher, and beloved dean, your students have gone on to shape a nation. No last name needs to be appended to your first when it is used in legal circles across the globe. The name Guido says it all. The field of law owes much to you. Son of Italy, your second country, America owes much to you. And no entity owes more to you than your university, which takes pride in exclaiming complimenti as it confers on a champion of justice his third Yale degree. Congratulations, Guido. Thank you.
For the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, Andres M. Dewani and Elizabeth Plater Zyberk. Architects.
From the corridors of this campus to the sidewalks of Seaside and beyond, yours is an architectural partnership of enduring impact. Together, you saw the potential for building pedestrian-friendly environments and communities that foster connection, and your masterful designs have brought that vision to fruition and revolutionized practices worldwide. Transformers of town planning, for renewing our concept of the urban environment, and for advocating smart growth and walkable cities over unsustainable sprawl, we proudly present you both with your second Yale degrees, Doctor of Fine Arts. Congratulations. Congratulations.
For the degree of Doctor of Medical Sciences, Max Dale Cooper, immunologist.
Path-breaking scientist, born and raised in rural Mississippi, you began your education on a football scholarship in a community college and have risen to make transformative discoveries to human knowledge. Your revelation of the unique functions of T cells and B cells and of a separately evolved immune system in primitive vertebrates laid the foundation for advances in modern medicine that have saved and improved countless lives. Changemaker for human health and longevity, we join a grateful chorus as we grant you the Yale degree of Doctor of Medical Sciences. Congratulations and thank you.
For the degree of Doctor of Humanities, Deborah Willis, artist and author.
Photographer and sublime visual artist with a keen eye and a deep sense of context, you've given us a legacy of images that explore, document, and celebrate the African-American experience. With indomitable will, you have labored to preserve the memorable work of artists who otherwise might have been lost to history, for reframing our perceptual understanding and helping us to see better that visual culture can play a part in social change. Yale is privileged to confer on you the degree of Doctor of Humanities. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you.
For the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, Paul Giamatti, actor.
Whether on stage at the Yale Rep or on screens around the world, your gift as an actor confers looks and lends veritas to every role you inhabit. You have brought to life a curmudgeonly connoisseur, a modern-day Prince of Denmark, an eccentric writer, and a founding father, son of a Yale president whose name reverberates in our halls, gifted artist whose work is watched by billions, They're catching on. We don't speak sideways, but with directness. When we say we take pride and pleasure in honoring you with your third Yale degree, Doctor of Fine Arts. Congratulations, Paul. Thank you. Thank you.
I invite you to join with me in a closing prayer for the graduates. God, without transition, on this day of our transition, we celebrate the deserved achievements of all graduates and honorees, achievements elevated by persistence through a grueling and deadly pandemic. Give all whom we celebrate a moral compass to serve causes larger than their own, intuitive glimpses into what can be rather than what is, and continued perseverance to pursue their visions in the face of recalcitrant resistance. Bless the families and friends who sustained their past, this university that has shaped their present, and above all, the graduates who will build a future for us all. Amen.